Most people will never know this. Every recession, every economic collapse, every financial panic is not just a coincidence. It is a system designed to transfer wealth, silently, legally, and efficiently from the average citizen to the banks themselves. They call it capitalism. They call it the market. But behind the rhetoric, there's a quiet, invisible theft happening every time the economy falters. This is still happening today, and the mechanisms are more sophisticated than ever, hidden in plain sight under regulations, banking laws, and financial instruments. The public will never fully understand. Most people will never know this, but the system is built to profit from crises. Banks do not merely survive recessions, they thrive in them. Interest rates, fees, bailouts, and even credit manipulation are all tools they use to consolidate wealth. Ordinary citizens lose savings, homes, jobs, and retirement funds, while banks quietly collect profits from defaults, foreclosures, and devalued assets. The losses appear random, but they are highly predictable for those who design the system. Here's what they don't want you to see. Every recession, every downturn, is a legal wealth transfer, orchestrated by rules that favor the few. The history is long, but the pattern is unmistakable. In 1929, the stock market crashed, wiping out billions in savings. Banks were bailed out. Citizens suffered unemployment, homelessness, and poverty. Meanwhile, the financial elite absorbed cheap assets, foreclosed homes, and consolidated power. Most people will never know this. But it was not just a crash, it was a blueprint for every financial crisis that followed. During the Great Depression, the banks that survived did so by exploiting federal policies and legal loopholes. Every intervention was structured to protect their balance sheets first, while the public bore the consequences. This is still happening today. The laws written then remain intact, still favoring the institutions over the people. Fast forward to 2008. The global financial system collapsed. Millions of Americans lost homes, jobs, and savings. But the banks, they were rescued with trillions in public funds. Mortgage-backed securities, derivatives, and other complex instruments transferred risk away from the elite and onto everyday citizens. Fees, penalties, and hidden interest charges increased. Most people will never know this, but every dollar of bailout money reinforced the system, ensuring the banks would never fail again, and ordinary Americans would continue to shoulder the losses. This is still happening today. The cycle is legal, systematic, and continuous. The methods are simple, yet powerful. Banks manipulate interest rates, making loans more expensive when the economy contracts. They seize collateral during downturns. They impose hidden fees, delayed payments, and penalties that siphon wealth from the vulnerable. They profit from volatility through derivatives and credit default swaps. Every crash, every recession, is a carefully engineered event that ensures capital flows upward. Most people will never know this, but from the Federal Reserve's monetary policies to the lending practices of commercial banks, every mechanism is designed to protect institutions while extracting wealth from citizens. This is still happening today, and it will accelerate in the next recession. Historically, every major recession demonstrates this pattern. In the 1970s, inflation combined with interest rate manipulation crushed savings while increasing bank profits. In the early 2000s, the dot-com crash saw ordinary investors lose fortunes while venture capital and banks repositioned to seize undervalued assets. In 2020, the COVID-19 recession hit. Citizens faced job losses. Small businesses closed, but banks continued to collect fees, adjust mortgages, and leverage government stimulus programs for profit. Most people will never know this, but the system is designed so that each crisis creates opportunity for elite institutions. This is still happening today, and it has become increasingly digital, automated, and hard to resist. Even the legal framework is part of the theft. Bankruptcy laws, foreclosure procedures, and credit reporting rules all favor the banks. When citizens default, banks legally acquire property, liquidate assets, and maintain profitable positions. Interest compounding, penalties, and adjustable rate mortgages all accelerate the transfer of wealth. Most people will never know this, But the law is the instrument that legitimizes what is effectively a recurring, predictable theft. This is still happening today, and the rules have only become more sophisticated, less visible, and more absolute with digital banking and automated financial systems. Now, in 2025 to 2026, these mechanisms are evolving. Central banks manipulate interest rates globally, controlling the cost of debt in real time. Programmable currencies are being tested. Banks can track spending, assess risk, and adjust credit instantly. Debt collection, digital mortgages, and automated foreclosures are faster than ever. Most people will never know this, but the technology ensures that wealth transfer during recessions will occur more efficiently, legally, and invisibly than any previous crisis. This is still happening today. The same principles from 1929, 2008, and 2020 remain fully operational. The consequences are stark. Ordinary citizens risk losing homes, savings, and financial autonomy during downturns. Banks acquire undervalued assets, profit from defaults, and expand their market share. Wealth concentration accelerates. The system is structured so that those with capital always benefit, and those without bear the losses. Most people will never know this, but recessions are not neutral events. They are profit centers for financial institutions, legally sanctioned by laws, regulations, and monetary policy. This is still happening today, and there is no reason to believe it will stop. The dark truth is unavoidable. Those who win are banks, investment firms, and the financial elite. They have legal structures, regulatory favor, and technological advantage. Those who lose are the everyday citizens, savers, homeowners, workers, and anyone dependent on stable wages or predictable credit. Most people will never know this, but the cycle is inevitable, built into the system, and designed to repeat with ever greater efficiency. This is still happening today, and the next recession will likely extract more wealth than any before. The question is simple. How prepared are you for a system that legally steals from you when the economy falters? How much control do you actually have over your financial future when the rules are written to favor institutions over citizens? Most people will never know this, but awareness is the first step toward protection. This is still happening today, and unless the mechanisms are understood, the cycle will continue unchecked. If this video woke you up, drop a like and subscribe. New forbidden truth every single day. Turn on notifications, the next one might save your wealth. Comment the one thing you're doing right now to prepare. I read every single one.